What up, y'all? Back for another audio occasion. It's a podcast of self-starters and those willing to make the most out of any situation. And for today's leading audio, we got legends talking about non-legends, I guess, if you want to look at it like that. But here we go, on the way in.
Time where fame and talent were partners. They had a relationship. Talent said, man, if this is good, and then you put fame on top of it, this thing goes. And over time, they've become arch enemies. In fact, fame doesn't even think it needs talent anymore.
Clout babies.
And talent has started to accept that. This is creating something that's gonna happen that has a long, unintended and intended effect long term. To the point where I actually think anonymity is gonna be the new fame. The fact that you don't know
Let that
somebody
sink in.
or never heard of them, how'd you do that? How'd you pull that off? There was a
Let that sink in on the way in. Got some football highlights. Where that's coming from?
Oh, man.
Gotta be him.
My
Cause
boy
I ain't got
the
nothing
game.
on. I'm like, you looking at me? Can't be
I'm
me.
like, my man phone talking to him from the
Yeah,
pocket one
close them
time.
apps,
Still talking about the
man.
loss.
Close the apps, brother.
Still talking about the loss, my bad.
Listen, my boy Drew is feeling a little bit downtrodden right now. We gotta pick him up. We gotta pick him up with a couple air horns.
It's gonna be all right, man. It's gonna be all right.
Gang back in here, man. We back for episode number 44 of the EFS podcast. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good shit. If you're listening on Christmas, that means you really rock with us, so we appreciate that. So as your host, D Burke, back to represent the EFS podcast with the man Waldo Black and the man's Philly special Drew Falls. We will tell you to like, comment, and subscribe, and share as well if you made it to the audio/visual occasion. So yeah, man, it's that time of year.
Yeah, it is, man. It's Christmas.
I mean, it will be Christmas when we drop. We're right on the cusp of it.
It's the season of giving, man.
Season of giving.
So
Everybody
in
got
honor of that,
their
and I
gifts
know this
done.
episode's coming out on Thanksgiving. I got a gift for you.
Oh, you came with gifts. You
Came
bearing
prepared.
gifts.
It ain't wrapped, cause I ain't on that. But I do got something for you, brother.
Oh
Cause
man.
I appreciate all the hard work you do
Oh,
and everything that you do to kind of create a
There
platform
we
for
go,
others.
man. Round of applause. for
Let me
that,
just
man.
go ahead.
Yeah. Shouts to that.
Give you
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I bet.
Merry Christmas, bro.
I'm off till Thursday, by the way. So this just might get popped tonight.
Come on, man. I just want to take care of you,
got
man.
my joint on chill and all that. I appreciate that,
Right.
brother.
On chill.
Nah, 100%. We appreciate that. Got my theme music rocking a little bit too long. We gonna put it on the table. Fuck it.
Go ahead,
Nah, wait. Nah, we ain't. No
We
product
ain't giving
placement.
no-
We gonna- Listen, holla at me, Bel Air, and I got y'all. But until then, we just gonna enjoy this in the comforts of our own. No video, no audio situation. But I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
the gift, man. Let's
Come
get this
on,
thing
man.
faded out, and let's get to it. We got big energy today for
Yeah,
sure. At least I
lot to talk
do.
about.
At least
Lot to
I
talk
do.
about,
A lot to
bro.
talk about for sure, but just the energy in general for myself. I'm like trying to flip my shit upside down because there's been a wild week. Wild week. You
Hey,
know?
all right.
I'll get to
Let
that
us
in a
know what's
second.
Blink
up.
twice if you're not okay. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm Gucci now.
Yeah,
I'm
let us know
Gucci
what's
now,
up.
but I've been a very, very disgruntled person all week for sure. We'll get to my life in a second, but
Right,
how y'all
bet,
doing?
bet.
Checking in mentally, physically, spiritually, all things between. How y'all brothers doing?
I mean, I can start off if you want.
Go ahead,
I'm
man.
doing good, man. Not only I said last week the gifts was all purchased. Now they all wrapped, except for yours. But
I mean, that's cool. We ain't
But I
gotta wrap
definitely
that.
wanted to give it to you. I was like, nah, I'll give it to him on the pod because we've been rocking for the whole year, man. It's almost because this
Almost
is like
a
this
year.
is almost the
Mid-January.
end of the I mean, like it's the end of this year. At least.
Mid-January
it's
2025. Well, mid-January 2024 was episode 1. Yeah.
Man, it's a lot happened. in the
Around this
past
time
year.
last year, I was like in full on like, it's go mode though.
Yeah.
Like, trying to tinker everything that we was doing to make sure we could start putting shit out. So
On a quest to 100, we got to 100 this year, which I'm very proud of. Now we're on a quest to 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think once we got to this point, now it's going. You know what I mean? Like when the trajectory gonna go crazy soon. So I'm just grateful, and I'm just looking at everything and all the blessings that God's poured through my life. So I'm just
once
like,
we get to 4K, that's when we start talking.
come on now.
So, closer we get there,
I'm
little
trying
by
that
little.
chicken. You know what I'm saying?
You know. But yeah,
I'm grateful very much, man.
for sure. Philly special. How we feeling, man? I know the Eagles just lost, but you're still with us.
Yeah, we could pop that bottle.
He ain't call out.
Celebrate both our losses later, because I'm sure the Giants lost.
He ain't call out on us. He ain't leave the premises as soon as the law.
Nah, jacket is a little less appealing right now, but nah, we good. Other than that, good though. Everything's cool. Like, I feel like first time in a while, I feel like it's a lot of things in my life that's better than ever. I feel like so in a good space.
Okay, fire. I'm glad y'all having a great time, a great week.
We're gonna ask you how you.
Nah, my shit been fucked up.
What's going on, man?
I ain't ever since we did the toy drop off though. The toy drop off started off the week great.
A good note, man. It was wonderful.
No, it was dope. So we did the toy drop off. We haven't put the vlog out yet, which you'll find out in a second once I get to the other shit that happened this week as to why that's not out. But right after that, like, shit went south. South. Had one person call out sick. So my level of work for the other people had to immediately exponentially rise higher and higher. No shade, people get sick, it happened, but that thrown in the midst of everything else is just like, all right, one more wrench in the game.
Yeah, man.
Second thing, we finally hit that one thing that when all the artists and all the creators and all that shit, they're like, yeah, man, it was that one moment that happened, and this is when I could have turned for the worse, and I persevered, and then we took off from there. I lost the files. I lost all our catalogs so far. Not all of it. We still got a little bit of it.
Of every episode?
All the episodes. They out already. So
but we don't have no past footage.
But yeah, all of that's just gone right now.
Oh, that's crazy.
Unless I can get the company to, they specialize in ripping hard drives and that kind of shit. So I got to send it off to somebody to get it back.
Oh, I was gonna say, I am Italian. I got a guy. If you need me to, you know what I mean?
I love that.
I had my laptop fail years ago for my thesis, and I had somebody take the hard drive out, pull the files, and put it on my new one. So I do have people that know how to do stuff like that.
My hard drive, my master hard drive with all that shit on it, it went bad on me. It's under warranty, so
it should be able to get
the company said, like, send it back. Well, I went to the Geek Squad first, at Best Buy, sat down with them. Dude, like, yeah, your shit fried.
Geek Squad said that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He said he can get it connected to his shit, but we couldn't get that shit to connect on mine. So from there, that shit was just like,
man.
Like, I have the work on there. I can't access it because the hard drive is like.
That doesn't have the vlog footage, does it? It has the vlog for the holiday haul too?
Oh, no. It does not. So I have that footage still, like before I dump that shit on the computer and then dump on the hard drive. I still have that footage, but my hard drive computer is full of shit.
Yeah.
So in the midst of my hard drive going down, I ran out of memory on my computer, so I can't put any more files from like my other devices to my computer to then collect everything, put it together. Like, I just had enough space to get episode 43 out, and then it was done. So
I feel like there's a business in this conversation somewhere.
I mean, maybe so.
That way we can protect your files and store. You know what I mean?
I mean, they do a lot of that shit like digital now. I mean, not digital, but like online, like clouds and shit. But cloud for me, like, I want my shit.
Yeah, that's not private.
So fast forward, I'm still in the process of like trying to get in contact with the company, because you only can really contact them for that kind of thing on certain hours of the day. So when I get with them, I'm gonna send that shit off. Hopefully they can retrieve it, send that shit back to me on a new hard drive, the same one that I have, because that one went bad on me under warranty. So
that's great.
What they said is send it into them, they'll rip it, put it on your new one, and then but all of that shit
wild.
But in the process of that, I bought the big shit. Like,
you leveled up.
Did you get the tarot joint?
I got like the big one, like the shit that you're supposed to like hook up to, like it's enough.
Supercomputer energy.
Yeah, that shit. As soon as that shit happened, like, I ain't fucking around with this.
Never again. The same. That's when I went Mac, bro. When that shit happened to me, I said, I'm getting Mac. I ain't dealing with this virus shit.
Missteps in content creation, like I'm telling you, that shit had me in a bad mood, like all week. So shit's behind. So that was that. And on top of that, just other little shit here and there, work and all that. But, it's been a rough week. But that's what I said. I'm flipping the energy around. Yeah, I got to the point where it's just like, you got to accept that shit, because there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
And this is like my baby. So, it's like episode by episode, I'm collecting catalog and, own your shit. Like, your IP and intellectual property, that's mine. So from there, it was just bad energy. Just editing mad as hell for the pod this last week. You know, I ain't get enough content, like other content out.
Is that why you cut me out some of it? No,
cut you out some
I'm with teasing.
I edited you out?
No, you didn't. I was joking, bro.
Oh, I'm about to say. I'm like, damn, I don't even remember.
I cut him out. I cut him out.
I was like, I really don't remember editing the episode like that this week because it was just like in a blur of other shit going on. You know,
with you, bro.
outside of that, though, everything cool, man. Everything good. We on pace for the new year to be a better year, better situation.
Awesome,
so,
that's awesome.
you know, positive side, toy drive was dope. The conversations we had on the heels of that, you know, was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to the other things coming. Flip positive side of that too. Foundation stuff will be moving forward as well. You know, some.
Did you ever decide who won?
The giveaway.
Yeah.
Giveaway went bad too.
What? How?
Giveaway went bad. We might end up editing this out at some like in the post, but we'll see. I might leave it, but nobody followed all the steps.
No one followed all the steps.
Some people followed some of the steps, but didn't complete all of the steps.
Yeah.
So I got to go back and do something else with that shit. Like,
Okay.
You know,
We gotta decide
maybe getting too
something.
big for my britches too early, which I can own, accept, and you know.
Yeah.
But you know, at that point,
That's
I'm just
fair.
like, I really can't decide no winner because
No one
right.
did.
So no one won. So
No one won. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So we double up for the next
Well, you could
one.
also just put everybody who did most of the steps and then put them in the hat and then shoot.
I mean, true. I could have
like
went with
that.
that,
Yeah,
but
something
it was
like
in the midst of bad energy all across.
Yeah, you
so
was like, nah, I'm
it's on video. It's recorded. I might put it out anyway, just so y'all know what the vibe is, and I just think I'm, you know, dancing around saying shit and then doing another thing. But
yeah, they gotta know something.
yeah,
They
it was a
looking at
wild
you.
week. It was a wild week. It was a wild week. It's been a blur, but again, energy is fine. Energy is good. Like
Yeah.
everything is on the up and up. You know. And the holidays around, so you know we're gonna see what Christmas look like. I'm not really historically the Christmas person. I bought into it more as my daughter's gotten older. So this time of year, like it really gets to just focusing on her and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So outside of that, man, I guess we get to the topics of conversation for
Let's
real.
talk, man.
We got the life updates and all that shit out the way.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go out the gate, man. We'll do it out the gate. Sports side of things. There's so much going on in the NBA that, you know, I think it's just about time we unload on them real quick. Pause, if that is pause worthy in any kind of way.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, I'm sorry. Like, I know we've been kicking y'all ass lately and like kicking y'all backs in and saying a bunch of like not so great things about the NBA, but y'all keep doing it. So we gonna keep talking. Like,
come on,
y'all keep doing it. We gonna keep talking. NBA All-Star. I guess we'll start there because that's the biggest part of all the other little shit.
The newest change
That's under it. But the newest change for the NBA All-Star games, anybody got that? You can pull it up for me,
Let me
please.
see if I can pull it up for you real quick.
Yeah, and
So going back to
Adam
the
Silver
conversation.
said he wanted to try to fix the All-Star game, so he tried to come up with a solution for this year's 2025 All-Star format. The rules are some tournament type shit.
It is tournament type.
It's like 3 teams of All-Stars and then another team of the Rising Stars winners, I think.
So I can give you the breakdown.
Yeah,
All-Star
break it
game will
down.
be a mini tournament featuring 4 teams. 3 teams of NBA All-Stars, team of 8 players. 4th team will include the Rising Stars champion. Each game played to a final target score of 40 points. The All-Star game prize winners be 1.8 million prize pool, right? Championship team is $125K per player. Second place team is $50K per player. Third and fourth place teams is $25K per player. Chuck, Shaq, and Kenny will each be GMs of NBA All-Stars, and Candace Parker will be the GM of the Rising Stars champion, head coach and assistant head coach of top East and West teams to coach the 4 teams. The voting begins Thursday, December 19th. So, it started. So there you go. Thoughts, concerns, perspectives as the former professional basketball player. You're the former professional basketball player. You should be one
Get
leading
that
this one
shit
off.
out of here. I'm sorry. Like, I'm
Facts.
sorry.
Y'all
The biggest
desperate.
boo, crickets, whatever the fuck you want to call it, like that shit is trash and more trash and
Can
more
you
trash
provide
on top of
whys
trash.
at least? Give us some reasoning.
I mean, I gotta preface my,
Yeah, we got it.
but it's bad. Like, who wants to like? And in his defense, I will, because when it came out, I trashed it, like, of course, mentally. And we spoke earlier this week. I said that shit was whack. So
Doodle water, yeah, I got you.
yeah. So either way, when I thought about what Adam Silver might like, he's just trying to fix some shit that he has no clue how to fix, which he pretty much said. I'm not sure if you saw, but they had a press conference about that shit. And they asked him, I think it was the next day after it released the information that you just read. And he more or less, I don't have his verbatim quote mentally. I don't remember it mentally at least.
Right.
But he said something to the effect of like, I'm trying to fix a situation that I don't really know how to fix. Like,
easy to fix, bro.
like,
What's your thoughts?
he said,
you got a solution?
I do. I'll let you go.
Call Adam.
I mean, the solution is the players. Like, for me, like, that is the solution. The solution is the motherfuckers who play don't take that shit seriously.
Right, but how do you fix that, though?
You got to fix it. Like, because we're going to keep putting out trash shit that's going to water down the game. And then, you know, because for Kevin Durant to come out and say, I hate it, which he basically said, and then for AD to double down, I hate it, but try to keep it positive. Well, I guess we'll see, maybe that's just how I feel now. Like, y'all already going into it with a negative mindset. Y'all motherfuckers is going to be on the court already, so you hate some shit that you've had a part in making better for the past few years and haven't done it. You know? It's like, y'all are the product. Y'all are the people that they're coming to see. We have to do all this bullshit with the fucking All-Star Weekend because y'all don't want to show up. I feel like I said this was like last year around All-Star Game when I was talking, like, it was early in the episode. It just came back to me mentally. Like, but don't give a fuck about the game. They don't give a fuck about the weekend. And they don't understand, like, yeah, nobody wants you to get hurt. We understand the NBA season is more important than that. And the overall goal is the championship. Cool. That said, I understand that. You have to put respect into the fact that a bunch of people who are paying for tickets, watching the games, buying your jerseys, doing all this shit because they fuck with you as a player, like, would feel slighted when they're not getting the experience that they want from the game. Right. And I'm not saying that all the fans are always going to get what they want. And not on the NBA level, but I've had situations where I'm like, fans, y'all be tripping. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand the disconnect in that regard, but these are people that genuinely support you as with their dollars. One, you don't get the money you get unless people buy the jerseys, watch the games, all the other shit. The league isn't as big as it is without the fans. So for you to come out there and put that lackluster, piss poor of an effort out there, like, it's literally pissing on the fans to say, we don't give a fuck about y'all or this game or like whatever it look like. I'll take my accolades. This shit's gonna go on my resume. I'm a 10-time All-Star, all that other shit. It don't mean the same as it used to.
Right.
It doesn't.
Like early 2000s, mid 2000s, when you was labeled an All-Star, like, you came out there. Like, I still remember I think it's 2000 or 2001 All-Star game when it was Vince, Tracy McGrady, AI, Kobe,
Steph.
like, like all of them. Like, that was the pinnacle of like All-Star.
Right.
Coming from the era where Magic and they did their thing to pick the league up and show like basketball is like a more attractive game to watch.
Power it is.
To Jordan coming out there doing his thing, and then Jordan late, like, in his career, still being out there being an All-Star, but playing hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the respect level for the game is just trash. So I can't even blame Adam Silver for trying to fix some shit that he has no clue how to fix, because I'm looking at a bunch of motherfuckers who don't care.
Right.
And it's not even just the All-Star game, it goes to other parts of the league too.
Yeah.
But, if we're going to keep it All-Star right now, that is my feeling. Like, it's whack, but the people that can fix it are the people that you got to get to buy into the fucking shit again.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you get them to do that, because they don't. They don't want to. They don't give a fuck. So it's like preaching to the choir, and motherfucker, it's just falling on deaf ears, because they just all, to me, it comes off as like rich, entitled, like, I don't fucking want to do this shit, so I don't have to, without any real understanding of why this shit matters to people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That was my take.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That was my take on it.
What you got there, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the format either. It's definitely desperate and just corny. And like you said, I think the All-Star game, like, I feel like the only reason people watch is because there's always, like, the potential just because who's in it. But it always, studies show the last 10 years or however long it's been, it's just trash. It's not competitive. It ruins the art of basketball. It's disrespectful to the game. It's disrespectful to the legends. It's disrespectful to the fans. And it's like a big, like, financial boom, like, for that weekend too. There's a lot of money invested in that.
Cities make millions off the All-Star
right.
game.
So for the finished product to come out like that is super discouraging and annoying. I think the way to fix it would be to go about how baseball does it. Whoever wins the All-Star game gets home court advantage in the finals. Like, you got there. I think the way he's going about it now is like the new era. Like, you're trying to incentivize it, drop money. No, you got to have implications on it, in my opinion, to get like the integrity back of it and all that kind of shit. Because you put something like that on it, you know how important home court is, especially in the finals.
I mean, it is.
Whoever the higher seed is, or it's not even the higher seed. It's like whoever like wins the All-Star game.
Nah, I feel you.
Yeah, that
like,
champion
in
of that
baseball,
hosts
I do think that shit works for baseball. You know, just because of the culture of that sport. You know what I'm saying? Basketball, I could see so many of them being like, well, shit, I'm on the All-Star team, but we ain't got a shot to winning the fucking championship anyway, so I'm going to just dog it regardless, you know?
But it's going to show, though, because there's going to be some on there that are playing for something.
True.
And that could create the disconnect maybe that we need to reel it back in. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
That's my thought. I think there needs to be implications on it that makes the players give a fuck. Given, like, $300 million people, like, what do you say, like $100,000? Like, they don't give a shit about that.
It's a drop in the fucking bucket.
Yeah,
like,
they don't give a shit about that.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Even look at the NBA Cup. Nobody was like besides like the two-way players, nobody gave a fuck about that $500K.
No, it's just it's not worth it to them, you know. Which means they so far off financially and just mentally. Like the mentality is just different now.
Yeah,
you know.
Okay,
it's just way different. Like I don't know the fix. I would just dub the whole fucking weekend. Like you know, for me.
Yeah, nobody's doing that.
Yeah,
too much money. That shit. It's too much money. That's why.
I know. That's why. Because it's a financial thing.
It's gotten commercialized. Look, they do the team LeBron. They don't do the East or West. You see, they have a new fucking jersey every year now. They don't do the home and aways like they used to. And it's like, just get it back to East West jerseys, whatever you want to do with that. Because I know you're gonna get money every year. I get that, but like keep it East and West and have implications on it to bring the competitive spirit back to keeping the main thing the main thing.
It's either that or like make that shit like literally. I know they have an NBA con or something like that already, but like make that shit that weekend. Because if you putting out, because a lot of this shit is business wise too. Like players release product that weekend, like new shoes. They got to make appearances for their like the shoe companies, their collaborations, their partnerships. It all happen. A lot of that shit happens during All-Star weekend. So I do understand it from a business side of things, but just make it some whole other shit where they don't got to play. Because I want to see y'all play. If that's what y'all coming out there and doing. The dunk contest, we watched that years ago. You can't even get motherfuckers to come out and dunk. Like, dunk. Like, not even really play a game. You can't get motherfuckers to come out and dunk for entertainment.
NBA players to dunk.
Right.
In the NBA dunk contest. You
exactly.
got the G League guys. You know,
you know, like, that shit to me is trash. It's trash. Not from what I seen when I was young, that, again, made me fall in love with the league and fall in love with the game. So, for me, seeing it now to where you can't even incentivize people who are making more than they ever made in the sport to now put that much more back into the sport that they are getting rich off of. Like,
fair.
You know? Because, again, it don't go nowhere without the people who support the league behind you. With their dollars, with their time, their viewing, all that shit. It matters for the dollars that y'all getting.
Yeah.
It ain't like that if you don't have one. Like, one don't come without the other. You know? So, for me, just be appreciative of that shit. Like, and some players are, and I ain't gonna say it's every player out there with that mentality, but across the board, that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You know?
And as a fan too, like what we're asking, like isn't like we're asking the baseline. If we're gonna pay money to see you, regardless, in any competitive environment, if we're paying money to see you, we expect your best effort to compete. Like, and when you like, I'm glad I never went to an All-Star game, but when you're going out there and you're paying to watch them at their best and they're giving you a fucking shade of that, like, I'm not going for that. I'm not going to sit here and support it. And I didn't even watch it last year. I only watched the dunk contest.
I didn't watch that shit last
just
year.
off the strength of, like, I hope some cool shit happens. But to be honest, like, a lot of the dunk contests that don't even include NBA people are way better, way more athletic. So it's just like, I don't know where the appeal comes in. It's just, it's a star power driven league, but it's just the stars that are just like, I don't know. I don't like it.
And best is, I guess, I ain't gonna ask for your best just because you should be at your best in high stakes moments when you playing in playoffs and all that shit. Just make the shit actually look like y'all give a fuck about the game.
Yeah,
you know, because they wasn't playing that they quote unquote best back in the 2000s when we mentioned and all that shit. It was still a glorified pickup game, but the way, like Stephen A said it best, they compete harder in pickup in the summer than they do on the biggest stage for the All-Stars in the league. Like,
that's fact.
It's a pickup game, but make it look like a real game. Like if they did that shit in the summertime and it was out there on the court with that kind of effort, that kind of play, that kind of shit, they wouldn't waste their time doing it.
Right, and there's nothing at stake in the summer either. You ain't getting no bread. It's just, you know what I mean?
You just training, you getting ready for the season, and if you're in a run that you don't enjoy or like I told you before, if I'm taking my ball, I'm going home, I bet a bunch of them would do that shit if they played in the game like the All-Star game in the summer pickups. The shits that you see all the trainers.
Yeah,
like,
everybody walk out. I'd walk out too.
You know, they wouldn't do that shit in the summertime, but when they have the chance to for millions and millions of people, they turn it off.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck it. Like, everybody is a wide open path to the bad. Like, we know all that. What
It's
that
funny
shit is.
because when people hoop like that, like at the gym, that's like it's like the unspoken agreement that all right, shit's about to be done.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, like all right,
It's
wrap
done.
it
Yo,
up.
wrap
you
this shit
you
up,
don't even
yo.
finish the game. You just all right,
Yo,
man.
wrap this shit
y'all
up.
fucking around. We done, bro. Like I'm out.
It's over. It's
I'm
cool.
out.
I'm done. That's what that shit look like.
Yeah, that's exactly
what that shit looks like.
That's
That shit
exactly
looks
what it
like the bad run that somebody on the court needs to say, yo, just wrap this shit
We
up.
should have stopped it 2 games sooner.
Just wrap
I
this
saw
shit
this
up.
video earlier this week, and I saved it just for that moment because you said this. It's just this dude.
What's this one?
It's just this dude, and he got this dude like grabbing on his leg. He's like, "Yo, I'm done, yo." He just walks away.
At least he playing harder than some of them niggas on the court.
Yeah.
I know,
That's a fact.
but you would say all the time, like if a dude is playing a game the way you don't like it,
You know,
you're gonna
Yeah,
want
you
to
be
just
done.
take your ball and get up out of there.
I know.
Yeah.
But to give my, I'm in the minority on this couch, and I do think that this is a good attempt at trying to reinvigorate what to me is the embers of the All-Star game. If I pose a question to you guys, when was the last time you watched the All-Star game and were enjoyed with the product?
Probably Jordan's last one when it went into double OT.
I'd say even later than that. I want to say one of them joints, was it the one where Kyrie won the MVP? I think. Whatever year that was.
Yeah, all right. But mine was obviously, because J. Cole was the halftime performer.
And that was recent.
And that was 2019.
Yeah.
I loved it. I also loved it because they tied in other things too. I remember the year they had the HBCUs singing the national anthem, and it was a lot
That was
of
recent too.
Yeah, I love what they're trying to do to make the day, the night, the weekend a more all-encompassing experience that showcases the NBA, not just the game. Because when you focus solely on the game, you lose sight of all of the other things that the game has brought to the sport, right? To bring communities together, to just like the fashion, like the culture is a part of the NBA, and I feel like we are so focused on the game that we lose sight of all the other pieces of the puzzle. Now with this new format, there's an opportunity here where these young gunners, right, the rising stars, they might come in and try to show and prove, injecting that like I'm going up against LeBron. All right, I'm going to go out and give it my 110%. It might reinvigorate some of these guys who, I'm not taking it seriously. Like, youngin, you're not gonna come out here and embarrass me. But that might give them a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? They got a chip on their shoulder now because they got these young cats that's coming up. That's coming up. That's gonna try to go out there and show out in front of the world. It's the biggest stage they're probably ever gonna be on.
You seen the Rising Stars game recently?
I was gonna say.
I'm not saying that they're at that level to do it. I'm just saying they're gonna try.
Here and here, they're like looking each other in the face as far as the level of give a fuck about the game.
I understand that. I'm just saying there's a potential there. I'm also excited because you are making it more tournament style. It is a point because I feel like a lot of times in some of these games where they're going 140, 170 points, I'm like, just stop the points at 40. Like it's a pickup game. We should just stop it first to this. Win by 2.
Sure,
like you out on the.
How many games you want us to sit here and watch?
That's what I don't like either.
That's the next thing. Like,
I don't like the score thing either.
Like, how many games you want us to sit here and watch?
It's 4 teams, right? So
it's a whole tournament of basketball.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
they're
going to be
in the crowd the game before.
Like, when are you going to have the
bags?
halftime performer? Like, when does all that shit happen? When there's mad games you got to watch to determine one winner? Like,
hold on, are they going to have the third set of All-Stars sitting in the crowd with their book bags, like waiting to play? Like,
it feels like a 2K.
They're going to be watching in the
right.
back,
like
in the
the
locker
niggas
room.
on the side stretching and all that shit in 2K. Like, yo, I'm on next, right?
Exactly.
Like,
I like that aspect of it. Maybe I'm in the minority. I want to see it. We don't know what it is. I feel like change is such a hard thing for any part of the league, right? Y'all always still hating on the NBA Cup. I think the NBA Cup was actually not bad this year. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
the NBA Cup was trash.
It wasn't bad.
So bad.
I
NBA Cup
enjoyed
was
some of those
trash
games.
this
I
year.
enjoyed it. The nail biters, you know what I'm saying?
Shea
And
laid
then-
laid an egg in the finals. He ain't play well. Let Milwaukee get the win. Like, Giannis talking about the money is spent already and all that. Like, it was, I guess, cool for the 500,000, but that shit
Watered
even that,
down.
Watered down.
Watered down.
Viewership for that shit was down this year. Like, the NBA's stock is just down.
the viewership. I got people on viewership, but the social media numbers is up.
Because everything, if you got enough money to push behind.
That's generational, though. You got to look at like people aren't watching TV anymore.
Right.
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. That's your boy.
People watching TV. People watching TV for shit they want to see.
I that's fair, but I'm saying
people are watching TV for shit they want to see.
You got demographical difference. Like a lot of people that watch NBA are younger. They're not the old folks that's watching NBA.
Exactly.
NBA, NFL, and other things. I'm not calling you old, Drew. I'm sorry. But
Young and thriving.
But no, the NFL, even the NFL, you was watching it on your phone. Like it's changed from where we got to sit in front of a TV and make sure you're there 8 p.m. Eastern. Like no one's doing that.
But
like,
I don't think they're just tracking
home.
viewership off of TV numbers. I'm like, there's streaming apps that have NBA games. Like the numbers, motherfuckers is just not watching.
I
NBA
do agree
like
with the NBA needs to change their format because sometimes you don't even know where the games is played on. That's the biggest problem I have with the NBA's TV.
I mean, now, well, it
I
still ain't bad. It's
like you gotta have Paramount Plus, you gotta have Peacock, you gotta have
HBO Max and TNT now. Yeah.
I'm like, hey, yo, can I just have it on a regular
that's with
channel?
everything though. The
I'm
NFL like that
that
now too. You know? But motherfuckers still watching the NFL.
NFL and Netflix coming up too for Christmas.
Christmas game, yeah. I'm watching it. Are you watching the NBA Christmas games?
I'm gonna watch the Christmas game because that's just tradition.
Yeah,
it is tradition.
It's tradition. Like I'm not saying I'm never watching the NBA at all, but I'm gonna sit there and call it trash when it's trash.
Yeah.
You know?
I've been watching shot selection a lot since we've been talking. Like literally everybody, I literally just be waiting for like a dickhead shot to go up, and I'm just like, who?
You ain't gotta wait too long.
Wait long, bro. It was like
you watch any game, you ain't gotta wait too long.
I was showing somebody, I think it was like 4 out of 6 possessions where I was like, what? And it's like, where again, like you don't earn that right to shoot it, like to shoot that shot. Like that Patrick Ewing meme, bro, is gonna go on. That's like becoming me. When do you shoot that shot? Do you work on that shot? When?
And they work on this shit too, which is the you know, I ain't gonna say they don't work, but it's just bad. Some of them just is bad shot. A lot of them just is bad
fundamentals.
shots,
Some of them know it's like even if you do work on it, stop working on it because it's a shitty shot.
I mean, that's really much rolling into the next topic.
Go ahead, man. What you got for
shot selection, all this NBA 3 shit.
Keep it simple.
4-3.
Keep it simple.
4-3.
I'm gonna shout your boy out because when he says something this week, even though I know it's LeBron trying to create the narrative.
Come on
and all
now,
that shit,
give him his minutes,
you know,
man.
I'm gonna give him a little audio here.
Give him his minutes, man. Give him his minutes.
What could possibly work?
This is kind of why, I would love to get.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
But like coming out of Indiana, when you saw the reaction,
we got to do something. Obviously, the last couple of years have not been a great All-Star game that Sunday night. But I mean, listen, it's a bigger conversation. It's not just the All-Star.
Which I
game.
feel.
It's our game in general. Our game is. It's a lot of fucking threes being shot. So it's a bigger conversation, just the All-Star game.
what do you want to?
I can't do that today. Not in Sacramento. I love you guys, but you can't give you this conversation today. It's just a bigger conversation.
Facts. Bigger conversation than the All-Star game, man.
It is.
That's what I'm just trying to point it out. I appreciate Adam because he understands the business side and he understands we have to do something. You can't just not try. Like
I ain't saying don't try. I'm saying you try and that ain't a solution that anybody.
But we don't even know what it looks like. I'm saying
nobody's looking forward to seeing it ahead of time. Then it don't matter what it look like because we already going in with the preconceived notion.
And they don't have your favorite meal that you want.
You used that analogy before.
I know you try to make us something else. Like, all right, what you want?
I'm not mad at Adam in the back chefing it up. I'm saying the shit you chefing don't matter because you have no control over how it looks. You're just trying to fix some shit that is already going to be bad because the people you have to collaborate with to put on a good event are not looking at it like
take a bite. Pause.
Nah. No thanks.
Why?
Not only that too. Someone who's like analytical.
I don't
want
to see it. Like I don't want to see it.
I don't either.
You know, I don't want to see that.
Even analytic.
I know what it is. He has to try, but whatever you trying ain't working because the people that you trying with ain't trying with you.
Yeah.
Like
that's fair.
That's the disconnect from ownership to players is what I'm saying.
And you can't fix that though. You can't fix that.
Right. Then that goes to the whole narrative that LeBron's saying now. Like the game is fucked up. Like that's why I said what I said last week or whatever episode that was when I was talking about LeBron. I don't know how you want to play in this era. Like I don't know how you want to continue to play in this era when this is the shit that you got. Like he said that shit and he looked frustrated when he said it. I don't know if you saw the actual video. Like, it's a lot of fucking threes being shot. Like, he said that shit like, I don't enjoy this style of basketball. He ain't no three-point shooter, so I know he don't enjoy that style of basketball. He's played with a lot of shooters in his career when the whole shit wasn't like this and enjoys his three-point shot for what it is.
Yeah.
But now the game is overrun with geeks and fucking nerds who put analytics into the game and now makes everybody think all you got to do is shoot threes and threes and threes and threes and threes. It's nasty.
Yeah.
It's nasty at this point. Nobody is enjoying it.
Do we revert to the old rules and take the 3-point line away?
No, keep the 3-point line. Just stop fucking putting analytics as like the main driving factor in
How do you do
game.
that? There's no way to do that.
There's
no way to stop.
There is.
The people that are going to maximize.
Turn off the switch. Turn off the switch.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
the
people that are going to do that and still can capitalize like the Steph Currys are still going to still win because they're still shooting threes.
Steph ain't winning right now.
Jason Tatum shooting threes too. Let's not act like he's not shooting threes.
And
Boston's shooting threes.
And that team to me is capable of winning championships without shooting as many fucking threes as they do.
But they are
I'm just
shooting
gonna keep
them,
it funky.
I'm not saying they're not capable.
Right.
They are shooting them though.
Right, because data and analytics.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like you are capable with Boston's roster as constructed. You have players who are capable of doing other things than just shooting a whole bunch of fucking threes. You got a great defensive roster with two of the best wing defenders in the league. You should be able to get stops. You should be able to score enough points with Jason Tatum and fucking Jaylen Brown on the same team, as well as Kristaps Porzingis, as well as Derek White, as well as Drew Holiday, who can give you something on the offensive side of the ball. You don't have to shoot 60 fucking threes in a game to win.
You don't have to.
I don't even think the coach
enjoys
enjoys playing that way. He's like said it. He's like he doesn't like it either.
Right, but he was also the motherfucker like last year, like pumping the narrative threes. So I got an issue with Joe Mazzulla when he comes out and says, I don't watch NBA games just because it's not basically saying that shit don't interest me, but you also are playing into the whole shit of running numbers up and shoot as many threes as you can.
Right.
Like, go against the grain and win. Like, fuck all that other shit.
I hear you.
Right.
Go against the grain and win. You built enough. You built a big enough roster to be able to win games in the NBA, top to bottom. Everybody's trying to follow what you do. That's where this whole analytics shit came into play in the first place because everybody was trying to copy Steph and Clay. At the same time, when they just started jumping on the computers, like right around then, that's when all that shit started to boil over. And then here's the game that we got to put out now. Just because for a few years, the best team was shooting a bunch of threes.
Yeah, and they had the two best shooters of all time, too.
And they have the two best shooters of all fucking time.
Yeah.
Which goes to show even more, everybody shouldn't be doing that shit.
Exactly. You can't do it.
Everybody should not be doing it. If you don't have the personnel, why are you trying to play like that?
Yep.
You're going to lose. Nobody could beat the fucking Bulls when they were in their heyday. You're just going to fucking lose. All right, y'all got it now. We ain't got nobody like fucking Michael Jordan. Oh, shit, who's they got the closest thing? Penny Hardaway?
That's the thing. People realize we don't have a Steph Curry.
Have Mike.
We don't have a Clay.
We don't have Mike. You got to give it up to that when it's like right in front of you. We ain't got that.
Might got a Kyle Korver.
Try.
Might got a Kyle Korver. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But
you ain't got to have Kyle Korver doing Damian Lillard shots. You know what I mean? Like, that's the shit about it.
Damian Lillard shots.
That ass. You see people putting the ball off the floor, coming up the dribble. They have no fucking business putting the ball on the floor, shooting like a logo shot. It's wild.
And the shit they make everybody work on now to shoot those kind of shots to me is like
it's not a build up, bro. You just jump right to the spot. You don't work your way back.
This is the shot we're looking for right here. If it's not outside this line or in the paint, don't shoot it.
Just watch the format, bro. It's all 5 out. It's all 5 out with
bigs.
The big is the hub. Unless he can shoot, he's the hub, he's the pass and then screen, he's the handoff guy.
Handoff, screen.
And roll once in
roll.
Once in a blue moon, you roll and get a lob. And then it's like, okay, cool. Now we exchanged a 3 for a 2. And that's frowned upon.
Shit nasty, man.
I know.
I'm sorry, man. It's
I don't
nasty.
like it either.
I just gotta say it. And
it
again,
is.
I ain't gonna be a hater. Like, I respect all the progression of the game. But the way the game is now with the money the players make versus the mentality they have, the way they play the game now, and
approach.
The stock is down, man. I'm sorry. The stock is down for the NBA.
I'm waiting for a new league to come about and just get back to the basics. I hope something comes about.
You think so? You think they're going to be able to make
It's a lot of money running around now.
It's going to have to happen at some point.
Yeah, it's a lot of money running around now.
Because once you start losing money, like,
I don't think they don't have the stars, though. So
well, the WNBA's already doing something. They're doing, I don't know if it's a 3v3 league with Nafisa Collier's joint.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Damn. I meant to put that on the board, actually, too. Shouts to that. The Unrivaled?
Unrivaled, that's it. Yeah,
Unrivaled. So
Nafisa Collier and I think her husband are like kind of the heads of it, but it sounds pretty cool. Like that's something cool, I feel like.
And I respect all the innovative shit when it's
Right.
necessary, man. But sometimes the answer is just like play harder, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
literally play harder, like But it's hard to tell that to motherfucker with $300 million in the bank account who you can't like, get to buy in.
Yep. Who's
You know?
23
Oh,
or 24?
Miami.
And hopefully,
January
if you got
2025,
$300 million
yeah.
in the bank account, then you care more. So I ain't saying it's a problem all across the board, but it is still a problem, like for a huge percentage of the league. Just the way the game is played, just the outlook on it right now is just bad. And they they still pumping that shit on ESPN because they got to talk about something. It's still all over the place. Like basketball engagement is still up.
Yeah, it is.
But people sitting down to actually watch, enjoy, and say, man, this is a good ass game.
But no, because
Been a minute.
the product
a while.
the
It's
been a
product
minute,
is pretty poor, but also the prices of the games is high. The prices of the food is high.
$2 sixes
prices-
tickets.
Yeah, like-
$2 sixes tickets.
Shouts to Phoenix, man.
Like
Yeah.
everything is
Shouts to
high.
Phoenix.
So when you try to enjoy something, like it's not like it used to be. It used to be like you could enjoy a front row seat and not have to, break the bank. You know what I'm saying, to get a seat. It's like now it's like, oh no, you got to be a celebrity or a famous person just to sniff the front row.
That's the economy. But,
That's why I'll go to a G League game before I go to the like. Look, I'll sit front row to G League.
Sit with the mascot.
I ain't
What's up?
watching nothing
What's up,
outside
Cody?
the house for those
What's up?
reasons.
What's up, Cody?
I mean,
I'm just
feel it.
saying because I don't see because the basketball quality isn't that much higher than the G League. It's
I've been fucking with the G League
the G
lately.
League has been
watching it. Watched a
good
couple
games. And I'm
Watched a
saying like,
couple.
okay, so you're telling me I can get front row seats to a high quality basketball game and cheaper food and a good experience for a date night, and I don't got to leave the state or deal with traffic or deal with I'd rather go to a G League game.
And then after the game, you might get a boxing match.
Stop it.
You might not get a boxing
You
match.
might get a
actually.
gunshot in
Yeah.
Delaware. You already know what type time
They was
you
not
on.
shooting.
They
was
were
not shooting.
They were shouting.
They were shouting.
It was
That's
a
what
U
Gilly
instead of
said.
an O.
I hear you, but it's Wilmington, Delaware. I know what happens in
No
Wilmington,
doubt, but
Delaware. I'm
that
just saying.
shit didn't. The
I'm
Gilly
not saying
said
it
they
did
were
happen.
shouting.
I'm saying you might still get it like a shot.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't just Wilmington there. There's a lot of big name cities out this area that was all there together. So
Yeah,
it's not a good pot.
a place
stir.
to be somebody, right? That's what they say.
You seen
Yeah.
Gilly challenge the Wilmington Police Department
As
to
he
the
should.
fight
As he should.
with the Philly Police Department?
Nah, I ain't see that.
He's an honorary sheriff or some shit in the Philadelphia Police.
Who is, Gilly?
Yeah, at least was what he
That's
said.
crazy. That's
Oh.
crazy.
At least is what he said. He's like an honorary, and he does shit in the community out there.
Yeah,
So
he
it
does.
doesn't seem far fetched that they would give him some kind of accolade for the work that he does.
Okay.
But he was saying like, I'm an honorary sheriff, so I'm gonna come back and do this event again in April, and I want to have like 20 officers from the Philadelphia Police Department fight 20 officers from the Wilmington Police Department. Like he wants to make he challenged them to a
That's
matchup.
interesting.
That's all good and all, but you might be a double and get in the field house again after that. Though. I don't think you get.
He said it might not be at the Fieldhouse.
That's what I'm
It might-
saying. I
it'd
don't
be
think you
at
get
the
in that
Chase
venue
Center.
again.
Chase Centers do it.
I don't think you're getting anything in Wilmington, bro.
Really?
For real.
Nah,
Yeah.
probably not now. But he
Yeah.
probably don't give a fuck. I would be mad too if y'all
Yeah,
fuck
he
up my
should.
event and
No,
I
he
paid
should
y'all
be.
$14,000.
And then you had to like let all these people down, like get on the mic and do all that. No, and then they told you something different. So
I'll be mad too. I pay you
Yeah.
$14,000 to take care of this shit for me, and you out there like
Yeah.
making an ass of the event because you ain't doing your job.
Yeah.
More or less.
And knowing him, like his heart's always in the right place when it comes to stuff like that because he wants to make sure he's doing right by people. So
Right.
like I was watching it and listening to the live stream, and him and Wallow especially was apologizing a lot. I just felt bad because it's like I know what their intent was doing something like that. It's like something to do for the hood and bring everybody together and just be
course.
goofy and shit like that. But you know, it's always gonna be some people that ruin it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heart was in the
Few
right
rotten
place
apples
though.
spoil a bunch. You feel
Yeah.
me?
But back to the G League.
Nah, but G League's not a bad product.
The G League.
It's not a bad product.
We was talking about the venue.
And I do feel like they're still playing that style of basketball that
Yeah.
you like.
Nah, not in G League.
Yeah, they
It's
are.
a little more
Yeah.
up tempo and there is like a lot more slashing and
Yeah.
cutting, but
it's a lot better.
it is still a shitload of threes though.
It's a lot more.
And it's a
threes.
lot of scoring.
But it's
size
not.
and
But it's not.
defense.
But it's not like the
threes.
NBA three. It's not like the NBA three.
It's not like
I ain't sat and watched a full G League game in maybe over a year.
Yeah.
I've been more aware
yeah.
watching lately and like
a lot of cutting. A lot
Over a
of
year.
yeah.
pick and rolls.
I watch certain
Lot of pick and
players,
rolls.
like
Yeah, pick
you
and
know,
rolls.
if I know they playing, I catch the highlights on the back end. My boy Tyler Colep, again, I'm really invested in your
Lefty.
G League season.
Lefty.
So for me, if it ain't that, I ain't watching. No
We won a
G League game.
championship 2 years ago too, Delaware.
They did.
Yeah.
So
Mac McClung.
They
Yeah,
did.
Mac McClung.
They did.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that there's enough basketball around. You don't have to feel like
EuroLeague.
you.
I know. Yo, I might look up some kind of
What I'm
subscription.
saying
this
is-
You
year.
want to watch some real basketball being played with real tactics, X and O, where motherfuckers actually give a shit.
the
and put
college,
their
the
heart-
college basketball league is still good.
We,
NCAA is still
professionally,
good.
I was just gonna give the NCAA
Yeah.
love first, but on the professional side, the best league to watch for competitive basketball right now would be the EuroLeague.
Why we
And
not acting like the NCAA is professional now? It's NIL deals coming out the wazoo.
It's still
It's still
NCAA.
amateur.
It's
Yeah,
still
it's still-
amateur as far as
When you're getting paid, you're working.
I mean. Yes and no. I would
They
wanna
hopping
say.
in transfer portals like that. Like it's like a professional league.
It's
at
not
this point.
professional just because
Yeah.
you haven't really. And
You got to dominate that level to be a
That's
professional.
what I'm saying. We're
I
talking about
hear
the
you.
highest level of like this is the league that you want to make it to. It's still a
Top
ways
three,
off.
hey,
When the
college.
top-
Caitlin Clarks is making millions and
Top 300 in the
Yeah,
world.
but that's the top people in college that are gonna end up playing on that next level anyway.
That's very true. That's very true.
And it's not to say there ain't some people making money in college that's not going, because again, like we talked about last week,
Yeah.
there's a lot of them dudes making enough money to want to turn their nose up about going overseas. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that they are making money, but as far as being a professional, I wouldn't call it that just yet.
Yeah. No.
I
Well,
think
I
it's
mean,
at
they
a
was
point
talking
where
about-
they're starting to just give the players more respect for the dollars that they're earning, whatever companies
schools
and
and
like
all that,
schools and all that shit. Like they're trying to give players that opportunity, which is cool. I'm for that. Again, I wish I was around for that era.
Yeah.
Like myself, but I wouldn't say professional.
Yeah, that doesn't just automatically give
Just
you
the
the title.
time of playing a game too is like a whole different. Like for me, and we know I told you this before. When I left my professional career, I felt I was at my height of being a basketball player. Like
Right.
that shit takes time, years, hours of just honing your skills to get to the level where you can be a quote unquote professional. Like,
That's fair.
there's a couple dudes on a college team that's like, all right, he got a shot to be a pro, whether overseas, whether in the league, whether wherever. And then the rest of them, it's just like, motherfucker, once I get my damn degree, I'm out.
Do you feel like the jump from NCAA to G League is that wide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. For certain players, yeah.
Okay.
Certain players can fit right in, and then, but I think there's a bunch of people in college that wouldn't last in the G League still,
That's fair.
just because the game is different. You got to think about the year's time and then the level you got to be at. Not to say that there's not some people that I would think are scrubs or whatever that's not playing on those kind of levels, but at the end of the day, like if you're a decent basketball player in some form if you making it to a certain level, you know.
You heard that, Bronny? You heard that? You're a decent basketball player if you make it on that level. Congratulations, you just got your D Burke stamp of approval, finally.
I won't call it that.
Listen, look, I
I
tried to
wouldn't
give it
call
to
it
him.
that.
I tried to give it to him, yo.
I,
He just said it.
we
He just
can't-
said it.
You can't.
that's why I said decent.
That's what I said too. Decent is good.
I never said Bronny was trash. I just said he ain't that.
But you never said he was decent either. So this is just an official confirmation that he's decent.
I think
That's all I want.
If we
He
can
has
set-
16 his next game after the
Yeah,
30.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's decent.
There y'all go. He trending upwards like y'all want to see.
Trending upwards.
Like y'all want to see.
That's just a little troll.
ultimately with him, it's just
happening.
his college numbers didn't call for him to get drafted, and he got drafted to his dad's team. So it's fair to make that correlation,
Hey, man.
and that's really where I'm at with it.
All right.
I'll mum's the word on Bronny.
He
for
got
the
and
next-
he's gonna have to
decent,
he's gonna
man.
have to find his own way because
mum's
of
the word.
because of the narrative that was created, and it's just gonna be what's gonna be until
got it.
until he finds
I just appreciate
until he
sometimes
finds his way.
Trolling doing
No,
it.
until he finds his way, that's what it's gonna be.
Y'all got it.
Nah, listen.
We're gonna skip the next one then, because I ain't giving Braun love after Bronny. But shouts to Braun, your old ass crossed the line of the most minutes played.
Most
for,
def.
you know-
Oh, he had another milestone
Most
too.
def.
Which one?
Most 10-point games.
Are we
10 plus
counting that
points.
as a milestone?
10-point plus games. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had the milestone before him, and then he had.
You for real right now?
I'm dead ass.
Is it probably most consecutive? 10
Most
point-
consecutive 10 point.
Most
10 plus,
consecutive.
yeah, 10 plus
Oh,
point
okay.
games. Yeah.
consecutive, yeah. Because
All
I
right,
remember,
bet.
yeah.
Shouts to all that shit.
I'm just saying he's going to
Longevity.
rack them up. There's
No,
nobody else has been.
It's a hard thing to do. You can get injured in the first quarter of any game.
Braun,
Yeah,
Not have 10.
Braun,
exactly.
sit down, man. Just
man, enjoy the.
sit it down, Braun.
To me, this is
Braun.
this is his
sit it down,
farewell
bro.
season. To me, I don't think he goes in for
The way he look right now, this need to be his farewell season.
Stop.
I'm not even talking
you
about
watch
on
that
the
game?
court.
Did
I'm
you
not
watch-
talking
oh,
about
say,
on the
yeah,
court.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
saying the way he looks right now with like his
Fed up and all that.
yeah, he look like the old grumpy nigga who just want to go sit down. Like,
So grumpy nigga.
his team is trash. He thought the Lakers could have been better this season. They came out the gate.
Should've
They
been
looked
better.
all right, and then
They
you
should've
know
been
now
better.
you got your old coach Darvin Ham who got fired in the media talking about You know, which I felt Darvingham too with what he said.
Yeah,
I mean,
facts.
I felt him. Any other coach that did what he did in that scenario
would have been good.
Yeah.
Would have been good. But he is 14-0 in the NBA Cup. Congratulations, Darvin.
I mean, it's too late now. He moved on. He
Yeah.
flipped.
I mean, he's 14-0. He's still 14-0.
I mean,
He won with the Bucks.
not with his own team though. Not with his own team.
Oh yeah, he's assistant coach. Over there.
He's
Yeah,
on
so,
staff.
Yeah.
staff. But still, that still counts.
When he was
to me.
winning, that shit ain't fucking save his job. So
Yeah.
end of the day, like I felt him. But all that shit to me just leads to LeBron. Like, bro, just make this your farewell, bro.
I mean,
Make
well,
this your farewell.
Yeah, it's going
You
in the
did it
direction
all,
they
bro.
don't like.
You did it all. Just hang this shit up, man. Ain't no reason because you at this point you're not playing for championships.
no. I don't.
Yeah.
But why is that the only barometer for him?
Because what else?
Because-
What else he got left to? What else he got left
Does
to
he
really
need
play
another
for?
championship?
That
at this
is what
point?
he says that he plays for.
Every time he plays to try to win. That's that's his mentality.
That's
But I
championships.
don't think he needs that for his legacy to be any.
That's what I
greater than
said,
what
hang
is.
it up.
Yeah. He got
Fucking
four of them.
hang it
He
up.
got four of them
Like,
bad boys.
hang that shit up,
Yeah,
bro.
you already stamped that number 2. Don't
You
worry
did
about
everything. You number 2 best player in the world,
Stamped.
all time.
Stop.
Stamped.
Enjoy
Why
it.
we gotta do that?
You
Why
know,
we gotta do that?
enjoy it.
Stamped.
We can leave that alone.
And moving forward, J. Cole. J. Cole. Y'all seen that J. Cole? Well, y'all ain't see the show.
I ain't see the show, no.
You know, I'm tapped in. My official stance is I'm more tapped in with Waldo Black's GOAT than he is.
You crazy.
My official stance. My official stance.
Surely you don't mean
I was
that.
gonna go. I was gonna go to the show. Actually,
Really?
I was gonna try to go.
Nice.
It's
Are you,
MSG.
you have a Chase card? Is that because I know it's like a Chase thing? It's like a
Get
Chase.
the pre-sale joint.
Yeah, you gotta get like a Chase card in order to get like.
I forget what it was when he first dropped it. I started to look at like going.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it work time wise
Listen,
though.
I'm not going into the city. I gotta pay all this money. I'm like, nah, bro. Hey, I appreciate you, Jay.
$40 chicken tenders.
I'll get it. Yeah, no, like it's crazy money to go to the joints.
Eat
I'm
before
like,
the show.
I'll
Eat
wait
before the show.
I'll wait till they're
Smoke
probably gonna
before the
sell
show.
it. They're gonna
Yeah,
sell
all
it.
that.
They're gonna sell
Eat after the show.
they're gonna sell the album. Not the album. The performance on Amazon or something. I'll watch it on the stream.
They did.
Yeah,
I think they had it on the stream too.
I'll watch on the stream at some point. I'm not.
Nah, but the show was
I'm not-
rocking from everything I've seen. I ain't see the actual show.
J.
but
Cole's fire.
He
Let's
said,
not
he said I don't
pretend.
need to be in the mix anymore like that.
I don't. I really don't. I really
feel
don't
you.
want to be out there.
I
It's,
feel
it's,
you.
it's uncomfortable.
It gotta be an occasion for me.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta have a team of people with me too.
Yeah, you
'Cause
definitely got roll
I'm not
deep.
rolling solo.
y'all
dolo.
talking about y'all be out. Both of y'all be out way more than I do.
No,
Facts.
Be out
I do.
where?
Facts.
We out
I
where?
Y'all
be
be
nowhere.
out way more than I do.
I
be
make
in-
it look like that.
I be in the crib.
No,
bro.
you be out.
Mm-mm.
You be out.
I'm
You be at freaking
In the crib.
somebody's like paint and sip, and then you at somebody else's like sorority fraternity party, like that
I'm
kind of shit.
in the crib.
You
That
might
was-
be on stage
He
at a
said
show
sometimes you
somewhere.
gotta pop out and show up.
Yeah, that's right. Now I'm in the crib, bro. 9 o'clock is my bedtime, bro. I'm in the crib, bro.
Don't let Waldo Black
turn,
cap to y'all, man.
Turn the Black Ops 6 on. I'm chilling rest
Don't
of the
let
night.
Waldo Black cap to y'all, man.
Because
I'm
really,
telling y'all.
it's more of a risk for me to go out into the streets than it is to enjoy myself. Like I'm out there, I'm like, somebody wants something to prove. They attack me and I'm like, oh yeah, I did something. I beat up Waldo Black. It's not worth it. Like they get to say that and then they get to run and do all that. No, it's too risky. I'm staying in the crib. Doors is locked. I got a new back door. I did some
You can't
home
you can't do it
improvements.
like that though, because it's like,
No.
all right. So how many times have you thought about that and it's actually happened?
Well, it's only 2 times in my life where I was like, I shouldn't go to this party tonight.
Mm.
And I felt that like in my spirit. And I went and it was a shooting at the party. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm.
And then I tried it again.
But how long ago was that? That's probably when you was young and in the mix.
I definitely was 27 when that happened.
All right, yeah, he's a
Not too
little bit
young,
long ago,
but
yeah.
it was
Not
was
too long
enough.
ago. Yeah,
But
I feel
again,
you.
but I was like, man, I'm just gonna flee all of that energy because I know when they play a few songs back to back, right? Head buster, knuck if you buck, maybe 1 or 2 more. Like I'm like, okay, the energy is shifting in the room.
Yeah, I know it. No, I
I'm
know what
out
you mean.
here. You know what I'm saying? So
Wasn't
I know
none
what
of
you
that
mean.
energy at the J. Cole show.
no.
You know what I'm
I know
saying?
that. I'm just
I
saying.
They had lines around the
respect where
corner.
you're coming from, though, especially
I'm
if you got
like,
experience and
I got
Tomorrow
stuff. I get
standing,
it.
experiences.
everybody was safe. Everybody
It was
came
a
out
great
and
night, most
did they
likely.
thing,
And J.
you
Cole
know?
is the reason why I like him so much too, because he's not gonna bring that kind of rah energy anyway.
Right.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I didn't want to go all the way to the city, and then I probably have to spend the night because I'm not gonna try to drive back, go up, drive back, spend it. No, I'm not doing all that. It's extra work.
Just holler at me, bro. I'm tapped
You gonna do it together?
I get
You gonna
you.
go
I
together?
get you a place to stay. if
Oh,
you
look at
really-
this.
So I get you a little nook in the city.
Listen, I got look. He tapped it like
couple
that.
couches for you if you
Next
want to,
time-
ball up and
next
Fuck it.
time
get
you
a
let
couple
me-
hours in. But
Fuck it.
Next time,
Yeah, that's all you
I'll
need.
plan it that way. Then, all right. Now that I know, I didn't know I had that kind of access.
Yup.
listen, man.
I wish I knew.
But nah, shouts to J. Cole. I gotta, I walked back some of my stances early this year. So as we close 2024, headed into 2025, I'm gonna lay off.
He's number 2 for you. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
He been like that though.
I'm
like,
okay with
He
that.
been like that. He just, well, I ain't.
I'm okay
He
with
not
that.
in that lane still. Like for me, like
Wait,
once
wait,
you
wait,
bow
wait,
out
wait,
of like
wait.
that
Oh,
go shit,
here it
like,
is. I thought we were
he's
good.
the king of proving.
Oh my.
He's the
goodness.
king of like damage control. Like
The king of damage control is
that's
crazy.
a good thing though. That's a skill. It's a skill.
Okay.
Like, him and his team smashed the whole like beef shit and how you turn the shit around to now where everybody looks at you in a different light off of them shitting on you months ago.
I guess
He smashed that.
If it was
He
boys,
smashed that.
if he was boys in the hood, he'd be Trey. Let me
I'm-
out. Let me
that's-
out though.
That's fine. That's fine though. Because Trey was not the kind of guy that was supposed to be going to that situation.
No doubt. But at the
He's
same
not
time,
him.
all I'm saying is now, like I ain't
but Trey would never be the
everything
guy
I
that's snug
said
in the hood, though.
early in the year that's still out there and online. Like right now, I don't feel that way no more. Which is why I'm openly
I
on
appreciate
camera
that.
been like, I bet. Like
I
I'll
appreciate
walk back
that.
my stance on shit because he's smashing it and he's making it look like it is exactly who he is, which is J. Cole.
That's
Like
what I-
I'm
that's
just
what I love
do what
about
I
him.
gotta do and make good music. I'm still not putting you in that like you the GOAT versus this. Like I'm not putting you in a competition standpoint anymore. You like are your own thing now. Understand what you're trying to do. You want to make your music, connect with the people you connect with, and not have to deal with none of that other
keep your
mixy
peace.
shit.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm saying you were in the mixy shit, did whatever you did, said whatever you said, and had a negative reaction from a lot of people from it. Right now, you got to wipe that shit to the side.
That's
Because he
fair.
bodied. He cleaned up like super nice after that.
Okay.
With the music, with the podcast he's doing, like all that shit to me is like the perfect reaction to that shit to where going forward, you ain't got to worry about motherfuckers
Yeah,
really
still throwing
mixing you
jabs.
into that shit that was,
Yeah.
going on and
I
all that.
appreciate
Yeah.
all that.
He
Man,
did his
look at
thing.
that. Look at that. Huh?
Yeah.
J.
You know,
Cole,
and
come
I've
on.
always been a fan. Like I said, even when I was kicking your back in, I said, I was still
Same.
gonna listen to your music and all that shit. I never jumped off of like fuck J. Cole like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know,
Nah,
but
there was a moment.
I'm
There was
just-
a moment.
Little,
There was a
yeah.
moment.
I don't think I ever said fuck J. Cole.
You said you was done. You said you was done with
He said, I
Go
don't
back-
think I ever said
go
that.
I said I was done.
Just the
Yo,
fact that you have to think
you
is like
was
I might have said J.
You
Cole.
was saying.
I said I was done.
You was done with J. Cole. You was like, nah, I'm never again. You was giving him like,
No, I said I'm never gonna look at him like that again, and I don't.
Damn,
Alright.
we didn't even got the files to prove it.
I know, right?
We didn't got
Lost
the files to
so you
prove it.
can't prove it now.
It's on YouTube.
It's on
or
YouTube.
Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find the
You gotta
episode.
go back. Show
The
me what I
way
said.
You was kicking his back in is an understatement. You definitely was like, nah, I'm done.
I've done worse than what I did to J. Cole at that point, and
To-
I was
to who?
upset. I was
To
an
who?
upset fan.
Yeah,
So-
impulse is a thing. Let's be honest.
I get
No,
that.
those was well
I'll give you
thought
that.
out
Oh.
thoughts. So what's the impulse? It was
Yo.
well
Alright,
thought out.
maybe you ain't let it
Yo.
marinate long enough.
I'm just
that's all.
saying now at this point
now you can
I've
give
had
him
more
his
time to
flowers.
think and watch.
Yeah, you let it
Yes.
marinate.
Yeah,
and see the
nah.
response. And see the
I don't
response.
think I ever said I
time
was
heals
done with
all
J.
wounds,
Cole.
man.
He said,
Time
I don't
heals
think
all
I
wounds.
said
I don't think I said I was done
I'm gonna
with
try
J.
to
Cole.
find it.
You gotta find that
I'm
and
gonna
show
try
me,
to
bro.
find it, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta find that and show me.
Yo, if you're on
And
video.
now y'all reminded me about my hard drive, so I'm pissed again.
I know,
Sorry,
my bad,
sorry.
bro. My bad.
But
Too
no,
soon,
I'm
too
fucking
soon,
around.
too
I'm
soon.
fucking around.
I look
I'm
at
fucking
J.
with y'all.
Cole, in light of everything, like I never once wanted him to be anyone else but him. And I'm glad that he said, I don't care what the pressure of society says. I'm still going to remain myself throughout this whole thing. In a moment, he reverted. For a moment. And I wish he didn't succumb to that pressure. Because he did for a moment. Like, I gotta respond.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, it's the dumbest thing. I don't need to respond.
This ain't me.
That's not even who I am.
Yeah.
So I love that, and I love that he was big enough as a person, as a man, to step down from that. I think he has still had missteps in the process of coming out after that.
Yeah.
You know, saying certain things on the track that you didn't like as well. That Port Antonio.
One verse.
Yeah, it's parts of
One
that you didn't
verse
like. Yeah. So,
on it.
but his talent is undeniable.
Yeah.
And I
sure.
think that's where I want to get away from that piece. Like you can be talented in hip hop and not have to battle. Like hip hop is not about, it's revolutionary music. That's where it was birthed. And I think we need to get back to that piece of it. And there still can be GOATs inside of that part. and not have to be battlers or not have to be. That's why I say hip hop and rap are two different things that are birthed from the overall hip hop umbrella. And rap, you can be the king of rap, Kendrick. The king of hip hop to me is right now, at least, is going to be J. Cole. For me, that's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
I ain't gonna step on it.
Yeah,
that's
it's all
fair.
good. It's all good.
Like
I ain't
you,
gonna
and
step on
ain't nothing wrong with staying true to yourself. And like you said, like it's funny too, because like when that move happened, like I was like, classic. Like because I'm like he has always been like a peaceful like motivation. Even when like his tapes coming up, he's always talking about like encouraging people to go in school and take the route he took to like educate yourself, to like advance yourself and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean it makes sense. But when it first dropped and it just seemed kind of lame initially to me. But no, he's definitely gonna redeem himself. I never questioned the art or anything. It's just the competitive nature of, like you said, stepping into that lane.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, random. The shits is out now. The Married at First Sight, and then the Ultimatum and shit is out too. So
Ultimatum, I watched it.
we might have,
we could bring the ladies back. We could talk about it.
I'm just saying.
I watched it. I watched the
can't.
whole. I seen the
I'm just
whole
saying.
thing, and I got a lot to say.
Y'all got to see the one Love Never Lies. That is the most toxic show I've ever seen, bro. Hands down.
Love Never Lies is crazy.
You seen it?
Not the South African one. I saw
Yes,
the Brazilian
this-
one.
We ain't
They
gonna
got
do it
a
here.
Brazilian-
We ain't gonna do it
They
here.
got a Brazilian one?
bro, or some other like
I saw
Latino.
I saw the South African.
I didn't
one.
watch that one, but there's a show. Is that the one?
Playing in your face.
Is that the
Like,
one where they
it's
do
so bad.
the deep fakes and the AI? Is that that one?
What? Love Never Lies?
Yeah.
Nah, it's
Speak it to the
basically.
mic, sir.
Yeah.
There's one where they do like the deep fake, where they show you images of your partner basically cheating on you, and you don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah, no, it's not
That
that.
joint was crazy. I was
Oh,
like,
no,
how
I'm
do they
getting
It's
do
not
that?
outta
that.
here.
It's not that.
We're
It's-
getting out of here. Nah, I
They
ain't
do
yeah.
deep
walking down
fakes,
that
bro.
wormhole.
It's a crazy.
Nah, it's not
Yeah,
that. It's something like more realistic, but it's like just you gotta watch.
I
it.
know-
It's
I
wild.
remember that one too, though.
We'll save it
Absolutely
when we
wild,
got
yeah.
a little bit more wine, and not just Bel Air in the mix and all that other
He
shit.
said, "Get a couple bottles of something
Wine
else
for the
up in here
women,
too."
Yeah.
ladies and all
Oh
that.
man,
Yeah, let the ladies tell it. They can tell it better.
we got one
quick
more, don't
tangent.
we? One more topic. I thought we had one more topic, right?
We do real talk.
Real talk.
Real
What's
talk
up,
with
baby?
Sean.
What's up, baby?
Who want a quote though?
Oh, I'm on there. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
your thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Yeah, I was gonna see if he was ready, but
Mm-hmm.
But nah, real talk segment for today is gonna come off of the most recent. Shout to Alex Cooper. She's big in the podcast, broadcast space, whatever. But she just had Trinity Rodman on her show. It was this week. It dropped on Wednesday, I think. And sent the internet ablaze with her talks about her father. I would play the clip. It's a little long. I ain't, gonna bog y'all down with the audio of all of it. But Bates said a lot of disparaging things about her father, about their relationship and how, I guess, her childhood experience was with him as a male father figure. She went to say that he's not a dad, maybe in blood, but nothing really else. If you haven't seen it, then check it out. It's interesting clips for sure that she said. I watched a lot of the interview, not the whole thing. I ain't had that much time, but it did spark an interesting thought process for myself, just because I'm a dad myself and connecting with daughters, which we had this conversation on this podcast and
Something like that, yeah.
other forms, other ways, but to see this reach the levels of attention that it had, and anything that Call Her Daddy, that podcast does, if you got a big enough person on there, then it's going to do numbers. And then of course with it being Dennis Rodman, everybody's favorite bad boy, it hit a little bit different, just as someone who's a ball player and has watched Dennis Rodman a lot in his life,
Yeah.
The thought of, would he have been Dennis Rodman if he was a better father, was one of the things that popped in my head mentally. It wasn't the first thing. The first thing was like, damn, that's fucked up. Not fucked up in the sense of like Dennis Rodman did something wrong, because judgment, you can pass it left, right, up, down, all that stuff.
Right.
But end of the day, I think it's more fucked up that their relationship has had that much of a strain, to where they're not connecting in the way that, they should be, or they assumingly should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman came out to respond to her interview, and I will read his quote. And it didn't really make him look that much better, I would say. But I will say it is Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you can't expect him to say anything that's really going to be perceived well. I don't know. With his track record, his lifestyle. His quote, well, he put out I think it was on Instagram or something like that. Sorry I wasn't the dad you wanted me to be. Either way, I still tried, and I still try and never will stop. I will keep trying even when you're being told as an adult not to respond to my phone calls. I will try even when it's difficult and if it takes a long time. I'm always here and tell you that all the time. He said rather it's your voicemail or your voicemail, how proud of you I am. Basically said I always tell you how proud of you I am. I always had one wish, and it was I wish my kids would call me and come see me. Hopefully one day I can get that. I'm here, and I'm still trying to pick up the phone. You have my number. You see me calling. I'm still here. Dennis Rodman, all caps on Rodman's /dad. FYI, I watch you play all the time. I actually flew into watch you play and was told not to show up because of who I was, and instead was with. Sorry, when I showed up. Basically, I was told not to show up because of who I was with, and instead, me wanted to support you, so I watched from my hotel balcony just to make everybody happy. I love all my kids. #untold #stories. So that was his response to the interview.
Yeah,
that she put out.
It's a lot of deeply personal aspects tied into that, and we
to which
know
she
the
said
full story.
She's wiping her hands with it, like she's done with that shit now.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, and she probably has some unresolved emotional trauma from
100%.
the decisions he did or didn't make. Yeah. Especially when he's in the league, professional, also in the news, in the paparazzi, like he's dressing up and in a woman's wedding gown, and
that's a fact.
There's a lot of things. Like if you're looking at your father and you're like, why is my dad this for the entire world? Going over to North Korea, like his biopic would be crazy,
it's nuts.
But
in a lot of ways,
she just wants her dad.
Drugs,
she doesn't
women,
want
basketball. Like
Dennis Rodman. Like she just wants her dad, and I think I can empathize with her. But also, I don't know to him and to his whatever he's got. I think he's not always mentally in the best place as well.
Yeah.
So you got two different tracks running at the same time, and he's trying like to be whatever he can muster as a father, but at the same time, it may not be what she wants. And she's like, I love you from a distance because I can't.
And that's where the conversation starts for me.
Yeah.
Because the disconnect between men and Dennis Rodman is a whole different thing. Like that motherfucker is a special, like he's a timepiece. You put him in there was this one person at this one point in history, and his name was Dennis Rodman.
Exactly.
Like, go Google him.
Exactly.
That kind of shit. Like, Dennis Rodman, I don't think there'll ever be another Dennis Rodman.
Lived a full-ass life.
Right.
Say what you want, but he lived a full-ass life.
So, he's a special case. Yeah. But the idea, or the whatever you want to call it, of the father who does a lot.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, whether it be for his own self-interest, whether it be to create a better life for his family, or whatever, all things in between that. The father who does a lot, and the way the kids perceive that while they grow up, to me is where the conversation starts off of this.
That's fair.
Because whatever she said he did, I believe he brought bitches over while it's Dennis Rodman.
No.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So all
That's
the crazy
like
I do believe that shit probably happened,
Yeah.
And however she felt about that at this point in her life as an adult could have one effect or another if they had a better bond. Because a lot of girls with Playboy fathers and all that other shit. Oh, that's my dad. We still vibe. He's still there, like that kind of shit. So, the disconnect for me is like where it gets tricky, because normally, and shouts to Stephen A, he said something one time, and I tried to find the clip, but I couldn't, and I was searching for it for a good few minutes. He had a comment one time about him being a dad. He has 2 daughters, and was saying how much time he misses with his daughters. Like, he says, I'm gonna miss that shit 10 times out of 10. Just because I know what I'm doing in my life is to create a better upbringing, better path, or better whatever for them. Yeah. So at times me being the dad is going to be the dad that's not there right now, So the whole Trinity Rodman thing kind of got me thinking like, damn, like I know he was crazy, but you know, he must have did, or she must have perceived what he was doing in a way that pulled her away from him rather than some shit that you can grow and understand later, you know? Because for me as a dad now, I often, and this is full transparency, I will self-assess how I'm doing as a father. Like literally, that is one of my most intrusive thoughts on a consistent basis. Yeah. Like, what am I doing as dad? How is this being perceived by my daughter? Like, what kind of impact am I having on her life? What am I doing for her as she grows up? You know, and oftentimes it brings negative feelings because as a dad, you're like, especially dad and daughter. Dad and son is like, shut up, little nigga. Like, you know, like that type of shit. Like, do what you got to do, like that type of shit. But when you're a father to girls, and especially young girls of color, like, for me, that role in my life holds a heavy weight. So everything that I do around that always requires like again, assessing, what are you doing? How is this, like, again, am I creating something later on that's going to cause her to pull away from me, or that's going to draw her closer to me? And she might not understand what the fuck is going on right now, but as she starts to get older and sees, okay, this shit makes a lot more sense now. Because when I got older, my perspective of my parents changed in many different ways, because you stop seeing them as the person who gives you everything. They feed you, they clothe you, they like whatever. They stop doing that, and you start to develop your own thoughts as a growing person and with perspectives on the world, but can also see like, oh, they was really trying to do this here. And I get that now, you know what I'm saying? And as you get older, your relationship changes with your parents, and that's just how life is in general.
Yeah, very true.
But having a relationship is where, like, as dads, you want to be able to say, whatever I'm doing now is going to lead to that, you know, and not be to the point where I can't, like, my daughter won't pick up the phone when I call her.
Exactly.
You know?
But I think you're developing good core memories. I think you're a good dad, man. I think I'll just let some of that intrusive thoughts sit at rest a little bit. Like, she'll tell me sometimes, oh yeah, I worked out with my dad, and like she says those things, like, you know, and I'm very appreciative to be the big uncle, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Waldo. Every once in a while, I hear how much you've put into her, even the cheerleading thing too, like how you've instilled that discipline, and now she's taking it and putting it into her life and things that she wants to do with her life.
I mean, I try.
There's layers there, and I think what the biggest piece that I know that I missed when I was a kid is presence. Like, you can have all the money, you can have all that, but presence is important. And I think to the Stephen A conversation, he'll choose that because he wants to give them the financial aspects, and I think that's a choice that fathers have to make. What's more important, being there or providing? And we don't know, because being there means you're also protecting, you're also giving guidance, you're also, you know, your access to you is there. And versus the financial, you ain't got to ever ask for nothing. You make sure that their food is taken care of, clothes taken care of. You ain't got to work. So you got to balance those two things, right? And I think at least for me, I just wish in my own personal life that my dad was able to be there for the big moments, right? Graduations, you know what I mean? The things that come up, like, I'm like, man, I wish my dad was here. Like, he ain't even here. And I think you, so far, and my assessment, I'm only seeing on the outside in, right? So you've always showed up for the big moments, right? I think is the most crucial piece of growing up as a young person, is knowing that when the push comes to shove, you can turn to your family, but when you need someone to rep you or support you, you can look out in that crowd and see them there, like, I got you. I think it means a lot.
And I do feel presence is important, but oftentimes when it gets to like being ambitious, man, like that battle is something that you really have to be okay with one way or another. Yeah. You know, like, am I going to spend more time with the kids and then pass up on this bag that I might get for this reason or whatever? Yeah. Or am I going to take that bag and then, you know, miss time with my daughter, my kid, or, you know, not just daughters, but sons and daughters, children in general. Yeah. You know, because I've been overseas for my child's birthday before. I didn't like that feeling, you know, but I understood at that point I'm doing what I got to do to, at this point, put food on the table for you. So I got to eat that, you know. And it never feels good, but having the balance of time versus ambition is very tricky. And not to say Dennis Rodman shit was all ambition, because a lot of the shit was just ambition. I got ambition for some other shit. Like,
exactly.
You know, appetite for some other shit, you know? So, but again, not to kick Dennis back in, because it does probably suck to feel like you can't even show up to your daughter's game as she's an adult now and then connect with her, you know?
But outcome-wise, she's she's successful. I mean, I'm not
She's successful.
by hook or by crook, right? Is she successful in spite of the challenges that her father gave or brought to her life, or is she successful because of the time and financial support that he's able to provide her by not being in her life?
Yeah.
Like those are a lot of the discussion and the debate of like when do you just consider a father good or bad is weird to me. I don't know what that is. What is good if the outcome is raw and you're successful?
Yeah, but just success doesn't define it. It just she don't like. Is she happy and peaceful though? That's more important.
Is that more important?
That's what I'm saying.
Is that more important?
I don't think she is.
I mean, it depends who you ask. Like for me, my happiness and my peace is way more important than any kind of bread you can give me. Just given like what life has given me so far.
Yeah. And she may not even be conscious enough at this point in her life to realize that. So
she's still probably formulating an opinion based off the trauma response and stuff.
Again, the trauma I think is the big thing that is oozing all out of her in that case. You know, I definitely would have hoped she would. I don't know if she's in therapy or whatever, but that girl needs some kind of help with those feelings. You know?
I mean, just to know how to
for her
acknowledge
to have to put it out there
them.
on the internet like that. Like I don't know if he did something just last week and he was like, "Oh shit, I got this interview coming up. Wait till I go on this motherfucker." Like
that's fair.
You know,
because she's allowed to express herself too.
Shout out to the vulnerability.
And at least she's doing it in that. She's on a podcast, not on OnlyFans. Like there's ways to go about this.
Sure,
we can compare and contrast later, but I'm just trying to say that you
might be able to do a little bit more damage control on the OnlyFans side, though. Not to say
not in this day and age.
I'm saying for Dennis. Like, because now he probably got everybody in his like communication, like talking shit about him as a person, as a father, which they've done for years.
Been doing that for years, yeah. So I'm not.
True,
I think
but
it's
it's different when it comes to your kids.
Yeah,
you can talk shit about me putting on a dress, but if you talk shit about me as a dad who actually gives a fuck and loves my child, then it creates a completely different feeling.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But I'd rather that than my daughter taking off a dress.
Oh no, I mean, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think there's.
I understand that's what I'm saying.
What you're saying. I'm giving him and her grace. I don't want her to not have a space to say because it's real.
No, for
and I've always been on other things. I love when someone's passionate about giving raw emotion and sharing their true feelings. I'm never going to stop somebody from doing that. Like she's able to articulate it. And whatever format she wants to let it out. If it's in public, it's in public. It's her life just like as much as it is. Now, I do believe in a family kind of mindset. Keep all the family drama in-house. That's my personal.
That's my thing, too.
But I'm not going to sit here and say she's wrong for sharing her feelings about what happened.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if he wanted to make sure that didn't go out there, he should have been handled that and had this sit down and try to have that.
What it sounds like, and I ain't saying he is or isn't capping, but it sounds like he's been trying to be there for her.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
which leads me to like who else is in her life, but like pushing her away from her dad.
That's a narrative.
Because to me, and this is where having a solid baby mom or solid, person you co-parenting with comes into play, because once they start to taint the opinions of the father at a young age, that shit looks a lot funnier growing up. And not to say that he didn't do some things that might have tainted his own image in her eyes.
That's what I'm saying too.
But for most scenarios, and this is just my belief, girls are always going to try to look at their father with the best like picture of him until they feel like they have no other option.
Exactly.
Like for as long as they can, girls, and even with my daughter, in full transparency, there's times where like I know she feel a way about something that I didn't, but when she talks to other people about it, she holds it down.
Mm-hmm.
Like my daughter's a G in that way. Like she don't really give people the idea or like thought that she would ever like tear me down in that way.
That's fair.
And I've seen it happens in the littlest ways sometimes. When you're very like focused on your child, you understand what certain things are, and I've watched it play out in front of me. And for me, that's like, all right, cool. That's why I know she'll hold me down for life, you know. And girls are always going to do that until something tears away at that so much that now they're like, fuck it. When the girls will say, I wipe my hands with that shit.
It's over.
Whether it's emotional response or just, an outburst of her feelings at the moment. Like for you to say I'm wiping my hands with that means like, nigga, I'm done with you. Like that kind of situation, you know? And to put that statement out there is different when you got somebody who's been trying to either make up for something he may feel bad about as a dad, or maybe like, damn, I shouldn't have had the bitches at the house.
That's the unfortunate part, is that he don't get that shot at redemption from what it seems like. And it's tough because, there are, people have different boundaries and stuff. And like you say, you don't know what picture is being painted to her from the other party, which could be really where it stems from. But
I think that has a lot to do with it, if I'm just being honest.
It's tough. There's a saying that I've always heard too, is like, no matter how much you change, sometimes there's certain things you still just got to pay the price for.
Facts.
And
Facts.
you hope it's not that, but like, you know, I don't know. I know her hope probably was like, regardless of who he was or what he had going on, the hope probably from her point of view was probably for him to just be a dad first before all that shit.
No doubt.
And it's tough, you know, like I'm
It's
sure
a balance.
I'm sure he's dealing with mental illness, and you know, I remember the episode on The Last Dance that I watched like on a freaking loop at one point because it was so intriguing. But yeah, I mean, it's tough when you have like those kind of things going on inside your head too. It's tough to deal with.
No doubt. You know, which is why, you know, give grace to everybody in the situation. Hopefully they can patch it up and mend that shit.
Yep.
You know,
Just
I would
move
hate
forward.
for my relationship with my daughter to be that strained that we can't, like, you know,
Point
have
of
a
no-
real
yeah.
conversation with each other.
Like
you
the
know?
point of no
Outside
return
the
type
internet.
shit. Yeah.
Outside of the internet.
And I know I'm gonna be a lot
podcasts.
older at that point, and maybe I'm wishing for old age myself. But you know, I do look forward to when my daughter's old enough, like again around Trinity Rodman's age and shit like that. You know, to see the person she's become, to see the conversations we can really have then, versus you know right now where it's just really like parenting for real.
Yeah.
You know,
Guidance.
when your kid grows up, that's when you see the fruits of all your labor as a parent, and you see them as a person for real, not just someone you're raising. So, you know, it sucks. It sucks for all parties involved. It sucks for her to have to feel that way, and it sucks for him as a dad to maybe want to be there and then can't.
Yeah.
So, you know, prayers to all parties involved in that 100%. Hope y'all can mend that up, patch that up, because, you know, it ain't, if there's actual love there on both sides, then you should. Because Dennis ain't getting no younger. At some point, he's going to pass, and hopefully before that happens, she can really be able to let go of whatever happened in the past, because fucked up shit happens all the time when parenting.
Yeah.
One, heal, like, you know, and then be able to connect with him for who he is as an individual right now, knowing that he does love and care for you, even if it didn't come off
that way.
that
way
way.
you wanted it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Love people where they're at, man.
It's a good
really
message.
important thing.
Good
too.
message.
That's a fact. You
Good
know?
message.
And as kids getting older, again, you got to kind of put that perspective on it too, because your parents, once they're gone, they're gone.
Facts.
That's what I'm saying. Hold him accountable, and you know, speak to it while he's here, and just give him a shot at redemption. If, like you said, the love is really there and everything, and America love redemption stories. You know that.
Yeah, man.
Everybody loves and see families come back together and just, you know, allow people to change. People do change.
I remember that episode. Will
But
Smith,
Robin's
to Bel Air.
yeah, Robin's
With his
one of
pops.
them.
Why don't he love me?
Yeah.
He broke
Yeah.
down. He
With his
broke down.
pops.
Yeah.
Big time.
You know?
But that
It's a real
episode was so real
Real moment.
because it speaks to a lot of, especially in the Black community. Like, just the pops
facts.
wasn't there, man. Like, and it's just the presence, man. Just not being there does something to your psychological. Like, you really rather go out there and chase this, chase that, than be with me. Like, what's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? So, in the grand totality, I pray they can find a bridge or something to connect them back together.
Yeah.
But you know, for the EFS family, we want to hear your perspective too, though. What do you think? Is it wrong for them to go in this route? Is it wrong for her to speak on that? We want to know your perspective in this whole thing, man.
All that aside, though, I don't think she's as dope as she is if Dennis Rodman's not her dad.
Yo, that's a whole
Well,
nother
yeah, there's some,
conversation.
let's be real. There's some genetics in
Genetics?
there. Yeah, pedigree.
That's a whole nother
If your
conversation.
dad could grab 20 rebounds off of
you gonna
a
have
night
some-
of
you gonna have
cocaine, alcohol,
20 shots of
no
alcohol.
sleep, and come out there and do his thing, I'm pretty sure a little
got-
bit sprinkled into the
you got a
know
pedigree
the
boost.
athletic ability that you have to go out there and dominate on the soccer field the way that you been doing and been playing well. And
Them
doing
23 chromosomes working extra hard.
You know, trust me. And so you got to give some praise to that for sure. You know,
23
at least
man.
some reverence to whatever gets passed down for you to now be as successful as you are. Then listen, I would at least be graceful enough in that as a child. But feel how you feel. But
Yeah.
Take the good, throw away the bad, man.
no doubt.
But
Quote time. Let's get to it.
it's
and then we out of here.
quotey time. This one's a long one, so bear with me, EFS family. So it's a long quote. but I think it's a good one. So, in the efforts of looking towards 2025, I wanted to get a quote that is really
2024, we out of here.
Really
what you got for us?
impactful, and
Well,
it's
we're gonna get another one in before the year's
Yeah,
up.
yeah, but I'm still the mindset now is start early, like you said a couple episodes ago. Like you should be starting on your 2025 goals. And
No doubt. That's just
You
me
won.
thinking
So-
like, damn, is this the last one? But we're gonna get another one.
We're gonna get another one then. All right, here we go, family. Are you an experienced scuba diver? Great. Shed your gear, take a deep breath, and become a 100-foot free diver. Are you a badass triathlete? Cool. Learn how to rock climb. Are you enjoying a wildly successful career? Wonderful. Learn a new language or skill. Get a second degree. Always be willing to embrace ignorance and become the dumb fuck in the classroom again, because that is the only way to expand your body of knowledge and body of work. It is the only way to expand your mind. David Goggins.
Yeah, and you can't read that again.
That's too long. No, you better be listening. I prefaced it beforehand. Nah, David Goggins.
Fuck with Dave.
That was
Stay
a good
hard.
joint. Good
Pause.
joint. Yo.
Stay
We was
hard.
good without that one, bro.
Stay hard. You gotta say pause after that every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah, but that's what's up, man.
Nah, that was a good one though.
Yeah,
that
I
was
like
good.
that one.
Good.
Knowledge is power.
Facts. Or just not staying stagnant is power as well. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maintaining.
100%. But with that said, man, Merry Christmas again. If you made it this far into the audio/visual occasion, you must hate your in-laws and must be in, the man cave or the woman cave or something, just taking some time for yourself as you rock with us. So if you made it this far, then don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We love the love over here at the EFS Podcast. So as we bid you adieu, remember to stay safe in this crazy world and guard yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and all things in between. Happy holidays, y'all. Enjoy the time, reflect, show love, connect, all the good things. But as always, EFS Podcast will be back for another episode soon. We are out. Peace. Later.
Later.